So you're recognized for your work in understanding digital labor politics and disparities in precarious work. Can you tell me about the project you did with your students early in the pandemic that was reporting on food delivery platform work and the COVID-19 outbreak?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about that. The history of that project goes back to the beginning of my time at SFU. I started in 2010. And one of the courses that I teach regularly, Labor Communication and the Media, is a fourth-year seminar which is cross-listed between the School of Communication and the Labor Studies program at SFU. In the first 5 or 6 editions of that course, the assignment structure involved dividing students up into 4 or 5 groups and having them pursue group research projects on the overlap between labor and digital technologies over the course of a semester. And what happened was that students would present the results of that research that they did at the end of the semester. And often I found that the results of that group research project were actually of a very, very high quality, that they involved empirical research. And what happened at the end of when that course was over was that that research project ended up on my hard drive gathering dust. And that fate made me sad and made me want to change the assignment structure a little bit. Around 2019 and very early 2020, I was also in conversation with Chuka Ejikam, who was then Director of Policy and Research for the BC Federation of Labour, and Patrick Johnson, who's the Secretary-Treasurer of the United Food and Commercial Workers Local 1518. And one of the areas of conversation that we had around that time was around the rise of platform and gig work and platform app-based work in Vancouver. And one of the questions we had was that given that this work was on the rise locally in BC, that we wondered why workers had not been engaging in collective organizing to the same degree here in BC as they had been doing elsewhere in the world, really across the world. I mean, in Europe, in England, in Latin America, in Asia, even in Ontario, app-based gig workers had been organizing collectively, putting on strikes, organizing demonstrations, forming unions. And we really wondered why things had been quiet out here in BC. So those two situations led me to rejig the assignment structure in that class so that we were conducting as a class a research project together from beginning to end of the semester. And what we chose to do was to research the experiences of work and the labor process and the opinions around collective organization of app-based gig workers in the Metro Vancouver area.